we going to find today? Man, we only have till about 6:30. It's 11 o'clock on the dot right now. I got 3 grocery bags in preparation, but they got buck wild out here. Man, they cleaned off the banks up here. Let's hope they didn't take my stash. Let's go fill these pockets in these bags. Man, that's crazy. Well, there's a few missing giant things up in here. That's a good thing, because I've been looking at those things for the past 3 years. Well, man. Well, this is what we get for the first, I'd say, 165 feet. I'm going to have to start with a bag. Putting the stuff in the bag right now. The first 150 feet, I'm not going to take that. I just thought it was cool. I'm a kid out here. I'm a child. Got about 4 pieces of pottery. 5, I think. 3 soles to some shoes. Art pieces. What a great start. It does not mean that we're going to collect 50 arrowheads today. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But man, boy, did they ever get a buzz out here off the energy drink. Wonder what brand they got. They didn't even tell us what they got, because they certainly got buck wild up here. I'd say at least above the bank. They reached my stash. It doesn't look like they carried anything out though. Dang. Man. They need to tell me where they got that energy drink from and what brand it is, because I definitely need it for today. Let's continue on. Man, great start. Let's hope those ancient pieces will be out here today and that they're not pulled out. But there's never a guarantee out here. I was getting ready to put this stuff in the bag and realized I was standing on something the entire time. When it looks snapped, you gotta pick it up. Busted piece. We were standing on it the entire time when I was talking. Look how beat down and rugged that thing looks. Too bad it's not intact. We'll find many intact today, hopefully. Always keep your fingers crossed. Get a load of this. 14 seconds later, and about 13 feet, I think I see a piece of ancient pottery. But something else caught my eye from a distance. When you see that white, you gotta take a look. And I'm not talking about the sunglasses that I found last time I was out here about a month ago. This thing right here. Is it busted? Oh, it's a busted blade, man. Man, look at that beautiful thing right there. The entire top is whacked off. Look how crystal clear that thing is. The entire top and left side is busted off. You're looking at the bottom right. That would have been a masterpiece to add to the stash. Man, the entire thing is just completely demolished. It is no longer an artifact. Nature cleaned it back. Beautiful piece, man. Look at that. I saw it like that and I thought it was a Mara Mountain, you know, at that angle. But at that angle, it really was, yeah, old school crop from like the 80s, 70s, 60s. All these new opportunities out here, man. I'm hoping there's going to be a crap load more of these artifact filters right here, all up and down the creek. We had some kind of rainstorm that moved through last night. Well, not last night. What? It was Friday morning. Let's just put it like that. Between about 12 a.m., 12 midnight, all the way through about 3 a.m. with some rough storms attached to them. So that means that they washed off the tops of everything. That's why it looks like it's all compacted down, like it's a hot summer day and it hasn't rained for like 3 weeks. That's why it looks like that. Let's hope it's going to be one of those days where they're going to make it to the point where we're so thankful that we waited and didn't come out here last weekend, you know. Because there's going to be some things we're going to find today that we probably would never seen last weekend. If I decided to give in and come on out. Yeah, of course, you know, I'm tired, I'm beat down. 6 straight days at the gym, hardcore. But I never give up on anything. Got another piece of the pot. Look at that already, dang. Look at that design. Top of a bowl, look, it looks like a gear. Modern. When are these things ever going to be intact? Yeah. I mean, the swords are intact. You just got to look at it like that. You're going to say take the retro looking sunglasses. Someone just said the M word to my right. The name, the world famous name. Right over here. Someone said the M name. And it's not Michael. Ooh, look at that. Trying to give me ideas for that smashed plastic art when it comes to the bottles. But that's all natural. That's the green stuff sitting on top of it. Someone said it's for you. For you? For me? Really? If only I had 10 million garbage bags and a couple of, you know, a few things to large containers to get it all out, we would clean this joker up. But that's the thing though, I mean, if there was nothing interesting in here like this, would we be having this much fun? If it wasn't here. Would it give something, would there be something to look forward to? You know, I mean, I can always look forward to the, you know, the preforms or something like that. Look at the optical illusion, man. Nice one. Let's hope there's going to be a lot less optical illusions and a lot more intact ancient pieces, blades and stuff out here today. Ooh, that's a nice one. Interesting. Hey, there's a white one. Is it something? No, it's not. All right, let me get moving. There's another piece of pottery right here. Man, don't we know our stuff? They're probably so happy that we cleaned their artifacts. I mean, cleaned the pieces of pottery 2 weekends ago when I never even came out. Because I had a job to do. Kitchen duty. I'm having such a good time. This is going to take all day to look in. I think I see something there. It looks crystal clear with some striations. Could be more a mountain. Maybe the tip is busted off. Maybe it's just a broken rock. Hold on. I mean, I'm surrounded by a lot of stuff that we love to find. Hold on. Look at that. I got to start making another stash for the metal. There goes that. Hold on. This is crazy. Where's that thing at? Oh, yeah. Look, we got to save somebody. Who's this? Look, a soldier. That dude is packing it too. Man, look at that. He's got all the things ready to go. Why is his face pink? Why is his head pink? Why is his helmet pink? It's the only thing that's pink. A soldier in heaven. Man, I gotta start making a stash, you know, make my little piles as I go along and then come back and just put them in the bag, you know. It's gonna be hard to put this stuff, carry this all day though, man. I saw something, that thing, okay. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful piece of quartz, cool, okay. That looks like a point, it's not. A big old piece of rock. This I'm gonna add, of course. We're surrounded by stuff, man. Yeah, look, it's got gold specks in it. And then, of course, I can't go without these things now. Dang, look at that one. Man, it's almost like it's ready for the wall. It won't be complete until I add it to something else later. Yeah, but get a load of this masterpiece over here. It's too heavy, too big. I pulled it out of the water. There's no way. I mean, you could put it in an industrial size bag, but you need a buddy to come out and get this thing out. Look at this yard art right here. Let's hope this is going to be a sign for today of the size of the historical things we might come across. Look at this melted piece of stuff right here. Probably from someone's backyard fire back in 1979 or something. Look at that thing. It's melted siding. It's a pile of melted vinyl siding. And I never noticed it out here before, probably because it was deep in the sands. Thing weighs at least, I'd say at least 60 pounds right here. Man. Great for someone's garden if you can get it out. Quite the piece. Man, I'm an art freak like you would never believe, man. Gotta look at everything. And collect what we can, too. A good mix of everything again today. I barely even moved out here. Got a long way to go. Well, not really the 3/8. G38. Man. Get a load of this thing though, man. You talk about a heartbreaker. Man. They've already started off with the optical illusions. I caught this thing out of the corner of my eye and almost crapped my drawers. And it's barely like 11:30 right now. Let me add the art to the bag. Hold on. Now, when you see this, don't be falling out of your chair either. That's quite the blade right there. And all I did was just stand up to see the truth. It's a faker like you would never believe. But it's a perfect blade in one perspective. Let's leave it. I gotta quit moving those things. They do that for a reason. I gotta quit, you know, breaking the signs, breaking the truth out here. Every time I move something that is a truth, I distort it. And it's no longer. So I gotta quit moving things that we know, that they know is real. Because it is. You're the one that makes it real. And so do they. I don't know, let's take a look. Have we picked this one up before? Hey, there's a piece of pottery. There's another piece of pottery. Look, see, we know our stuff already. We've always known our stuff. I was looking at this weird looking thing right here. Huh. There's another piece of pottery. That kind of there we going. Oh, it's the top of a bowl. Look at that. So far, everything is just like flipped over at a curve. Is that another piece? That's weird. Look at that. No, it's not. It's that weird stuff that covers pipes. Yeah, man. A lot of small pottery today so far. I've only been here for like 35 minutes looking at things. Man, epic so far. No points yet though. I have a feeling we're going to find at least 5 intact ones, hopefully, you know. Let's hope they're going to be giant chert ones. Rare to find those things out here, you know. I want one about that big, you know. Authentic. But let's take a look at this thing right here. Is it one we've seen before? No, I've never seen this one before. Well, I've seen this model before, but I'm talking about the hubcap itself. Look at that. Yeah. Usually always a Lincoln or a Plymouth or something. Good find. Imagine finding that 7,000 years from now. But you know, nature's going to claim it back because it's made of nature. Still haven't spotted or recovered that first gargantuan size spear tip out here. A lot of cool things though. Adding this to the art pile, you know, put a metal rod through it, stick it in the garden or something like that. That is if I had one. You know what it is, it's paint, dried paint from the bottom of a can. Always find these things. Yeah. And then a knife, bent up. Thought about tossing it in the woods so we can find it 3,000 years from now. And then check out this towel, fully intact. It's got a Native American pattern on it though. Never found one like this before. Look at that thing. You're gonna say it could be Roman. I mean, it's, you know, Roman style. Look at that thing right there. Definitely adding this thing to the bag. Never found one like this before out here. And it's fully intact. Imagine if there was a whole collection out here. We would leave them all up in the lands, toss them up on the bank, deep into the forest, and just take 1 or 2. Worthy of collection. What kind of hobby is this? I mean, I guess it's just something I got myself hooked on. Looking for stuff. I guess I've always been like this since I was a kid. You know, can't stop. Hey, look, a baby bottle. I found a few of these like this before. Is that recoverable? I think it is. Yeah, but man, I just went through all that down there. Usually always find something, but you're saying you already had a good day so far, man. You already found like 7 pieces of pottery, man. Sure enough, I have. You're right. What the heck is it about collecting? But all the way back there, and all that goodness out there. The only thing I found was a large shard of metal right here. Look at the size of that thing right there. Definitely going to be adding that. Got to make another stash out here. Get it when I get ready to get on out of here. Hold on. We can't afford to miss anything. I need to find some things that we've never collected before. You know, banner stones, more axe heads. I think that's a wallet over there. Yeah, you're gonna say check for credit cards and money. Hold on, could be another bottle here. Yeah, could have been a point. Not. Yeah, but in all this stuff over here, man, even in the waters, nothing at all except for this. Some kind of garden pot, yard pot. Shard of it. And then this thing right here. I think I'll start making another stash, another collection triangles to see what happens. I took close to about, I don't know, a few 1,000 pounds worth of a couple of thousand to one single spot after hearing that EVP. Someone's saying, bring me all the triangles. They called me the M name. Bring me all the triangles. And I think I was supposed to take it to one particular spot. Man, that's quite the rock right there. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, but I think I might have done it wrong. Maybe I was supposed to take it at one single location. You know, a particular location. One single spot. Is it hard? It is hard. What the heck is this thing? Is it artistic? Oh man, that is huge. Hold on. Let me add the can to the pocket. That thing is gargantuan. Let's hope that's a good sign. Let's hope they're speaking it through us. That thing's gargantuan. And probably a floor mat. Now, how the heck am I going to get this thing out of here today? Oh, it's a rock. Optical illusions. Look at this masterpiece of a painting right here that nature created for us, man. Check this thing out. Imagine if we were able to flatten this thing out. Check that thing out. Oops, don't break it. Dang. Look at the squares in it, though. It's probably some kind of... Yeah, it's a floor. It's flooring. Dang, is it better on this side or the other side? It doesn't matter. It's a masterpiece of an artistic representation of what nature does. Man. Barely exposing the squares inside of it. All right. More big things to carry on out. Boy. Hitting it right today. Barely getting started. But where are the ancient pieces at? That's got to be one right there. I see some shimmering on that thing. Hold on. I'm looking. Haven't been over here yet. Oh, it's not. Dang it. I thought that was a... Hold on, be careful where you step. We don't need to be snapping anything. There's some ancient ash right there. Man, I thought this was like a giant piece of a pot. We could fold on them things every single time, just like we do the bark. Everything out here is new. But where are the ancient pieces at, though? That's what I want to know. I know you're going to tell me I would like this too. Yeah, I would like this too. What is this? Well, it's nothing. I thought it was going to be a part of a vase. I like everything. Look, they're still making them. Quite the blade. Oh, it's a piece of glass. They had me jumping for that thing like I'm jumping for a rebound. Is that soft? Oh boy. Hold up. Hold on, it's covered up. If that's modern, I'm gonna scream. I think it's old school. It's not ancient though. That's not part of a pipe. It's made of the clay soils from around here, I could tell. That's the top. Probably 1910, 1950s. Not hardly 1950s. What am I thinking about? All right, does this have colors on it? Hold on. Gotta collect that wood. No, it's nothing. It's a stake. And I'm not talking about steak Shapiro either. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, that's old school chunk right here, man. That's probably 1880s through about 1910, something like that. Man, this place is just loaded down. I'm just still waiting for the gigantic stash of ancient ones. That's where we haven't found anything yet. It's been mostly gravel bars out here. Yeah, a piece of towel. Hold on. A lot of things I've never seen before out here. It's cool finding things that I've never seen out here before. All right, no large giant quartz spear tips yet, man. Crap. Well, I'm not bummed about it. It's just the only thing is like, if you're going through places like this, you're bound to find one. It's impossible not to find one. Look at that old school Gatorade bottle, fully intact. I'm going to toss that thing up in the woods. Yeah, man, there's got to be something out here. Come on, guys. Come on, ancient ones. Ladies and gentlemen, let us find what we're supposed to find today. Hold up. Yeah, I'm recovering that too. Add it to the metal art. Little painting right here, folded over. I don't know what to do though to get them to lead us. I know they're going to lead us. It's over here. You missed it. There's 3 over here. It's 3 feet deep. 3 feet deep. It's right here. You can't see it. Why not? No, that kind of craziness. Like they're always talking out here. I'm making another stash over here of metal. Yeah, I gotta look at that later. That could, I'm hoping that's not part of a pipe. I'm hoping that's an ancient pot. Not ancient, but you know, it's probably old enough. Yeah, hold on. Definitely adding this. It belongs to the cube. Look at that geometry right there. Definitely fits right in nicely with that perfect cube. Add it to the bank. I know, tell me about it. So much opportunity. I'm hoping it's going to be like this the majority of the day out here. After they washed off the tops of everything so we can see it all just like sitting right on top. Sinking. I mean, see, like right here. There should be a Dalton right up in here. Well, hold on. There's white right here. Hold on. I just found one. Look at that. It's not Dalton, though. Georgia boy style. Got a little bit of a ding on the left, right, whatever. And I just got finished talking about finding something. Cool nonetheless, little tiny thing. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, that's a busted piece of white quartz. Let's pray. Pray that this is not going to be the only one that we find today. After all this kind of stuff right here? Man, you guys crazy. Little crop piece for the art. All right, hold on. Thought I saw a piece of pottery next to where I laid down some things, but I want to come look at this thing right here. Oh yeah, we're definitely adding this too if I can get it out. More flatation floor mat from a vehicle. Oh, that's a nice one. What the heck is wrong with me? Look at that thing. Man. It's got the lines in it and everything. I'm gonna say, Da Vinci, you crazy, man. Being addicted to art is like a different kind of addiction. Just like artifact addiction. Oh well, I'm gonna have to walk my butt all the way back to that giant stash over there where I got the metal and stuff all piled up over there, man. You're gonna say, good for you. You might see something that you might have missed. Good point. Look, they're speaking through us. Good point. There's a good point in this creek. There's a piece of pottery right here. Gotta be one. And a deer. Look at that. I told you that little idea of mine. It's not a piece of pottery. What the heck is going on here? Is it? No, it's not. It's like some kind of insulation or something. That's weird, though. All right. False alarm. At least I found that one little point. Let's just go ahead and say it forward. There will be more today. Let's pray we find them in this great hobby. Stash keeps growing. One of my least favorite spots up in here. Usually it's about 250, 300 feet of absolutely nothing. But at least we're finding something. Seems like this is the only creek I find this one piece of metal in. I've already made one art piece out of it. Beautiful. Little. Oh, I just broke it. Dang. Fragile. You guys crazy. Same scenario, just like we found that red piece down there, thinking it was the real deal Holyfield. And we were played with. Man, could still be from the early 1900s, late 1880s, but there's something over here that I recognize. That's got to be legit. No, it's not a massive spear tip. It's got to be a piece of pottery. Look at that thing. Sitting right on the edge. Heck yes. Check out that shard. Check design, I think. Before you know it, we're going to be at this studio again with that job. Man. Perfect. I doubt this is older than probably 40 years old. Yeah, it's new. What a faker. Brand new, but gonna be ancient later. Well, dang, would you look at that? Ooh, I just passed one and was hiding. Oh, crap. Would you look at that? Boy. Would you look at that? Man. Finally found another masterpiece. Imagine me hanging this on the front of my vehicle on the front license plate piece. The holder, man. You definitely would know who this belonged to if you saw the vehicle. For real, though. Good thing I looked. Boy, looks like something's waiting to be recovered. Huh. Wonder what it could be. Oh boy, bubble wrap quartz. Rubbed down like you would never believe. At least I found something. Georgia boy style. Good enough for now. Hey, look, it could be a preform. Nope, probably not. Well, let me go ahead and say this thing real quick. Try to get the ball rolling in the right direction, you know, when it comes to finding something we're desiring today. Go ahead and try to speak this thing out with the emotions. Man, this is probably the largest and most interesting, most intricate masterpiece I have found of this type out here, man. Boy, would you look at that thing? Definitely going to go perfect with the art later. Once I collect more, that is. That is quite the piece, if you ask me. Let's keep it going. Great thing I saw that thing. Boy. Thought it was a piece of glass until I nudged it with my foot. But technically it is a piece of glass. Boy. Did you look at that piece of ice? And the tip is still there. Man, alive. One of the clearest ones in my collection. Boy. Thank you for this epic recovery. Thank you for this epic recovery of a day session. So glad I didn't come out last weekend, you know. I know I just saw something. Hold on. Looks like it's going to be that same pattern of the white quartz today again. Because it's the easiest stuff just to sit up on. Oh, check that out. Check that out. Could have some promise for the art. There's white all up in this place. Whiter stuff than me. Okay, got to keep that piece all right. I'm waiting for that massive blade though. After a flood event like this, you definitely got to keep your eyes peeled. Weird how things happen though, you know, when it comes to this hobby. I mean, this gravel bar, for about 3 years, I found nothing in it. And then the last 3 or 4 times out, I found something incredible. Just like that crystal clear one we picked up. Gotta look at this. It could be a chip off the old block like a large preform. And it's a beautiful piece of quartz. Check that out. But got another broken one right here. I don't know if I'll collect it or not. It's the widest thing over here besides me. No, it's a chip off the old block. Made to fool us. Yeah. No, it is. Well, it's a preform. Yeah, we'll leave it though. Beautiful piece. And hopefully more to come. Intact, hopefully. Check this thing out. Look, nature's trying to write us a message. I wonder if it's anything we need to pay attention to. Wonder what kind of language that is. So far, nothing for about 250 feet. They have wiped out a couple of monumental gravel bars out here. And it's extremely soft right up in here. The last 100 feet has been like this. Can't see jack. Boy, have they ever wiped out a lot. Let's hope they didn't take out too much. You know, a lot of these things I've never seen like this before. What the heck is that noise? Better keep a lookout. Can't afford to be missing something major out here like a pot just like sitting around waiting for a human to come by to recover for the first time. Well, in a few thousand years. There's got to be something like that out here though. After a storm like that 2 weekends ago and I didn't come out last weekend, it's almost like they're hanging on to it for us, you know? Hold on. All this is straight from the bank. You don't know what is going to be sitting around. A lot of stuff is usually also clogged up with stuff that they dumped back in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s, you know, tires and stuff. And it's just clogging this place up. I don't know what I'm... Look at this. This is good. This is great. Man, look at that. There could be anything in here. No, I haven't found anything in a while. Ooh, I'm sinking. Hold on. I love it when the waters do this, though. More opportunity for stuff later. But one thing I don't like... Oops, hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm getting stuck in here, man. All this stuff that's brand new, man. Don't you worry, if I step on a blade or something, it's not going to bust. It's protected in all this right here until it gets washed out. But out of all the stuff, man, that I don't like that the waters do when they get a buzz out here, it's creating stuff like this, man. It's going to be deep around that. I'm going to have to crawl under. I'm going to have to crawl up on the bank just to go back under. Or I could attempt to go through that over there. Man, that's a massive tree right here. And it's going to be deep. Right under it, where the water's just shoved it. That's where all this stuff came from. Under that giant tree of life right there, man. Not that old. It's just big, that's it. Wish I could find that big pot. That big blade up in here. Banner stone. can't even get it out. Oh, man. What the heck is that thing? Fire hydrant. It's gotta be what it is. It is. Look at that. Oxygen tank, or not oxygen tank, that's not strong enough. Would you look at that thing? Yeah. Still in search of something. Like I'm looking for a steel reserve. Man, God's crazy. I've gone quite the distance. Found next to nothing. Man, it's almost like I'm never going to find that kind of stuff. You know, the fully intact bowls, the spear tips the size of my hand. 3 in one day. It's got to be out here somewhere. Impossible half the time. That's all right. I'll just keep on trying. Got a little bit of ways to go backwards. Going to find some more junk to add to the art. Probably more shards of pottery. Still waiting for those days that we find some major things. I'm talking about major things we never found before. Well, in case you're wondering, this is what I found the last hour and a half. Going through the water, that kind of thing. Piece of metal. I did happen to find an amateur piece. Thought it was broken, but I think it's fully intact. Made off of a flake. It's got that curve to it. Real amateur. And then a few more pieces. Large piece of soapstone came from a dish. And that's it right there. Yeah. I'm going to keep on going though. Got to go backwards. Might find something else. 4:30, and I'm on the other side of things. Man, I kind of figured it was going to be like this, though. I still got a little bit of ways to go, probably maybe about 1,000 feet. Usually always sand on this side, but I think it's about time for us to bring out another, whoa, well, you know what that is. Yeah, but I think it's about time for us to bring out another bag. Man, should look at those things. And another piece of pottery, that's always good. Oh, another piece of art, okay. Definitely breaking out another bag. I don't think I can hold much more in the hands. Very nice day indeed. How much more is going to be out here? Well, I think I'm all done going through this thing. Another epic day. Not a lot of points. You know, we found some amateur ones, but that's fine with me. We might find more tomorrow some other place. I don't know. Found a lot of souls, though. Collected all those. I think it's about time I get out of here. Bag's getting heavy. Found more things. Body sore. Another great day. Look at that. Cute. Fully intact too. Added to the stash. Taking care of heaven. See you back at the studio. Gotta get out of here. Another 3-bagger today, and I'm tired. You can hear the weight on the disc, and you can hear it too. I think it's going to make too much noise when I try to empty these things out. A bunch of ruckus. Would you look at this collection here from today's adventure, man. We had to go long and hard for this one. Had to keep on going to see it all. It's almost like we got everything out of the creek. Man, you guys crazy with this. Let's hope it continues like this the rest of the year. And we aren't fully into spring yet. Barely headed through March. Man. Look at that. A lot of artsy fartsy stuff. A lot of stuff you're looking at right here is going to be used for art. Man. Got to keep a lookout for this stuff all over the place. What the heck is this thing? Looks like one of those things that grandma always put in the bottom of the bathtub, you know, to keep them from slipping. Those anti-slip things that everybody's grandparents had in the bathtub. Back in like the 70s and 80s. I wonder if they still sell them things. I got one right here. Anti-slippage. Not really art, just a different kind of memory. And we're definitely going to be making some memories later. As soon as I keep the stash growing for real. We got some porno for pyro. You know about that? I know it's garbage. The band is not garbage. It's not. I'm just talking about, I just got it out of the creek. Thought it was a joke. Yeah, garbage, garbage, garbage. Got to make that decision on 90% of this stuff. Yeah. Very cool. So proud of us today. Fills up the desk. Boy. Got big plans for this. Got big plans for everything. Man, my art is going to be tight. It already is. I mean, look at that. That's what we do with that kind of stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. The art of creation. Use of raw materials. And trash other things too. Yeah. Got the metal stash right here. Got to keep that growing. I used up 95% of my metal collection over the course of the last 6 years in like 3 or 4 different art pieces. Garbage stuff, man. Get that crap out of here. Just got it out of the creek. Old school for real. Probably 2008. Probably has a date on it. And a couple more paint pieces that are hard to beat. I don't know what it is about this stuff though. I just think it's cool. Gotta figure out what to do with it though. As soon as I get a better collection going on. I mean, look at that flat edge. It's art in itself, an art form. Look at that. And don't you say anything about the lady, because you already know what that looks like. Don't we all by now, watching my videos? Yeah. Another one right here. Wish I had my own yard. Make some cool yard art. And got a ton of souls today. What am I always looking for? Look at that wooden soul. Check that thing out. Got to do a better job with these things. Another great soul collection. Making the stash grow. Got the tiles, crock pottery, stoneware. Looks like it's from the Roman times, but we all know it's not. Look, they're still making them. How did that end up there? That goes down here. I'm a believer. Yeah. But this thing here, that thing's old school for real. That could be colonial times. It's weird on how the lip is on the inside. But look, that thing's probably hand done. It could be from the late 1600s. It could be from the native times. Hard to tell. That is one humongous chunk right there. I gotta take a better look at that. That thing looks hand done. Part of a pop. A top of a pot. A pop. Yeah, that thing was popped all right. Collecting the triangles again. Take them out to one spot. And then you have all this stuff right here. Always bits and pieces of time itself. Ancient times. We are so lucky that we can find it. But you have to be on the lookout for it, because you never know what you're going to find. You never know what's going to be hidden within the pottery itself, as far as designs go. The truth is out there, and I'm always looking for it. Look at that, it looks like some kind of gear. It's like a gear to a hand drill. Maybe the bottom of a lawnmower thing, you know, the pull handle thing. You know, the metal thing that spins. Looks like the underneath side of it. It's almost like the natives a long time ago created a feature by just creation within their own designs. flawless on that thing. Where's that thing at I'm looking for? This one here. I wonder what the meaning of this was. Those 4 lines right here, 3 lines. Bottom of a bowl, the beginning stages of the bottom of the bowl. Possibly, I don't know. It's just a short. Beautiful one at that. But the oldest one in the stash right here is this one. The soapstone. Yeah. And the second oldest is this one. The beginning stages of clay pottery making, using clay soils and plant material. Would you look at that? Out of all the ones I collected just like this that still has a plant matter on the inside of it, I'm yet to find one with a design on it. And this is my first one that does. Would you look at that? Man, I just love collecting and recovering ancient history. I don't know what came first when it comes to this hobby. Looking for that, and then the artifacts were the side effect. Or is it backwards? Was I always looking for the artifacts? And then all this stuff was a side effect. What I just ended up picking up later. When I was really looking for this. Can't wait to recover it even more when I go out next time. Anytime we go out, I can't wait to recover more. Let's see what y'all can find later. I'll see you in the next video.